Hi, my name is Basmana Bilsi. I'm a project coordinator for the Youth Participation in Local Governance project. It's a project funded by UNDP, the Trust Fund, and it is implemented by the Higher Council for Youth in Jordan. The project is so innovative that I just had to invite one of the youth who are participating as a programmer for the development of Jordan's first online game on political participation. I just want Yazan to introduce himself before we start talking about what we're going to showcase in this meetup.
Hello everyone, my name is Yazan Dukash and I'm the head of the development team here in PSUT. We were basically responsible for creating the game and developing the content into an actual game that can be played by anyone. Okay.
Actually, we're going to be really frank right here. At the very beginning of the project, when we contacted the university students and the university chairman of animation, we presented the topic of political participation in local governance to them, they were a bit worried that the content is really boring for them. And that was kind of how I knew that we are on track, because the participants in the project who are developing the game began to use political participation in order to make their lives better. They started to contribute to the content. They started reporting back to us on things that they've done in their communities to help make life better for themselves and for their neighbors. So maybe we can talk a bit about that. Talk about how gamification and the innovative approach that this project had really contributed to development and the development work that the UNDP is pioneering here in Jordan.
Basically, games have a huge impact on our lives, and as students here in Princess Sumaya University for Technology, most of those who worked on this project majored in computer graphics and animation. So maybe the first inspiration was to major in this field was games in the first place. So we're inspired by games, and we were probably sure that games will inspire others, and in this case politics will have a new impact on a lot of people's lives, because basically they love games, trying out games and learn something from these games. They might be inspired to participate, they might be inspired to, basically what we'll give them is an idea, and if they like this idea, it will probably be part of their lives.
So let me just follow up on that and say that young people all around the world are now interested in digital media and new media. So basically we are talking about generations who are more inclined to use games, educational or otherwise, social media, new media, in order to communicate with each other, with their families, and with the world around us, because, well, we definitely lost the feeling of borders with technological advances. And now we see that youth with different interests had no idea how to bridge them together. So basically, Yazan has spoken to me so many times about his interest in history, and right now he realized that games and gamification of these interests can help spread them around even more. The problem is that if we're working towards a partnership between the government and young people in Jordan, we have to admit that the youth are way more advanced technologically than the capabilities of the government, even of the universities. So if you want to communicate with your government, do you use Twitter? Do you use Facebook? Or if you want to have access to information on the laws and regulations that govern and regulate your life and social life, where do you go? Do you go to the Constitution and read the whole thing? Or would you go to infographics and to games and to portals in order to get data in real time and that are straight to the point in simple language in order to become a better citizen? And this will encourage you to participate because you are more aware of what is okay and what is not. So basically, this is an eye-opening project. We're all learning from it, and the biggest lesson we've learned is teamwork.
Teamwork.
Somente bien. Trabajo en equipo.
Le travail d'équipe.
And we're all also proud of being part of this because basically, in terms of communication with the government, they might be a little bit, delayed on that front. So we can be part of a leap forward into changing this communication and making them more into a technological government, as we see within other nations, more advanced nations. Maybe we see ourselves at the peak of becoming a nation such as them, and being part of it is obviously something amazing, and it honors us to be part of it.
That's great to hear, and it's also great to report right now is that we're really blessed with our implementing partner, because the Higher Council for Youth in Jordan does encourage youth political participation. They are doing their best in trying to applying their youth strategy, and while we're helping them, the youth are helping them because it's a national duty. We all need to work on making Jordan a better place. And the good thing is that the officials at the Higher Council for Youth are all for mobile apps and technological advances in digital media. So that's the good news. And the most important thing is that we have the support of UNDP, we have the support of the Higher Council for Youth, and we have the support of universities and academic institutions who are really offering us all the equipment, all the facilities in order to use their capabilities for digital media for development or gamification.
And as a side note here, I think we also have statistics on our side, because people in Jordan usually have more than one or two mobile phones carried around with them, and the majority of those phones are smartphones. So basically we have a huge audience, and even if we just had numbers or people, these people will have multiple platforms that, which gives us a chance to target them even easier. So if someone has an iPhone or Android phone, we can target local audiences.
Exactly.
So there's a bigger chance that
it became so much easier to spread development in Jordan because the internet penetration is really high. And everyone has a smartphone right now. If they don't have a smartphone, they have internet at home, at work, or at school. And we also have information centers provided by the government in different villages and municipalities to enable people and of all ages, of all genders, to access the internet. And they encourage them to use social media in order to make their lives better and to actually widen the communication span.
And this is like the leap of technology that we're having in Jordan is quite amazing, because most of what we said might not apply 5 years ago. So basically, it's
maybe 5 years ago we would have had to provide people with smartphones. Now everyone has one, or has
multiple phones,
or has a laptop or a desktop. Okay, thank you, Azan.
Anytime.
Let's go to the lab and check out what the designers and the programmers are doing, so you can have a sneak peek on the online game, which will be launched on the 26th of October 2013.
Okay, so we're headed to the UNDP lab where it all started, and we're going to meet the content and developer team.
How long have we been in this lab, Yazan?
Well, I think it's been 3.5 months, and yeah, it was quite the adventure, I would say.
Okay, so let's go and check what the designers are doing. Okay, so this is a sneak peek. This is Muhannad, one of the programmers, and he's going to give us a sneak peek at what he's already coded in the game. Zoom in. UNDP!
So basically, this young Jordanian is trying to follow the bus, catch the bus actually, and there are obstacles on the way that hinder his journey. And we're trying to advocate for political participation. So whenever the player faces an obstacle, they have to record it, and their score would increase if they report. If they don't, they will lose points.
No, nothing will happen, but he has to fix at least 6 of the 8 obstacles to be able to finish it.
Okay, so we're advocating for sustainable development, slow development. So basically, we depicted how Jordan looks, the streets of Jordan. We tried to make sure that we're representing all governorates, all types of urban and suburban structures. So we have the city, we have Jerash, we have Petra, we have Amman, of course, and other major cities like Irbid and Marraba. Okay, so this phase of the project is storyboard writing. The storyboard is a frame-by-frame depiction of the concept of the game, all the content, the political content, and the design content. It makes the programmer and the designer's life easier when creating the game, because they know what comes first, which messages are we trying to portray, and to make the sequence and the movement of the game very smooth. So this is Luma, and she's the storyboard writer. She's been working really hard to finish drawing and adding the content, the very boring content that we gave her. She's trying to make politics fun, on the contrary of what we learn in school. It's very it's all about memorizing, while with this UNDP project, it's about participation
And having fun.
Yes, exactly. So probably when we have a lot of logins to the game and more players playing all around Jordan, we'll find people more keen on participation and trying to change their lives to the better. In every single occasion that we tried to film Lina or have an interview with her, we always used to find the back of her head. Even when we were developing the marketing material for the countdown, we also had
My hair.
her hair showing. No eyes, no face, nothing, just the hair. So whenever you see this hair, you know it's Lina, our top designer.
Thank you.
Okay, so this part is where Aya is working on designing the stage for the debate. The debate is an integral part of the game because it's kind of a continuation of a previous UNDP project with the Ministry of Political Development, where we trained youth on debate skills in order to harness political participation. So we depicted that in the game as well. And Aya here is doing all the hard work to make our stage look pretty for our contestant candidates.